Hello, welcome in. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's Peaceful Nik. Monday morning meditation for non-meditators. How is everyone doing today? I hope you are all well. Let's start the week off great. I got a new deck of cards. Moonology. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a moon maniac. I love anything spacey. So maybe I'll pull a couple of those today. I want to talk about finding the balance as seasons shift. I will say that a bunch of people have asked me about missing my live streams and when videos are uploaded. If you are wanting to keep up with any live streams or videos, please click the bell underneath the videos, and it will give you options for notifications for different things, live streams, videos, members stuff. It'll give you a bunch of options. So click that bell if you want to be notified. A lot of people have already done that, and I'm grateful for that. So welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Let's start the week off right. Hi, Carol. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Holly. Vivian, I want to hear about all the beautiful things you're seeing. Vivian's traveling, and I can't wait to see some pictures. My new deck is so pretty. I pulled cards on it yesterday afternoon while I was just kind of relaxing. Unfortunately, on YouTube, I can't post the picture of the card, but I can on Facebook. So these are so beautiful. Hi, Nik. Enjoy the family. Yes, I had a great time with family this past weekend. We had a very, very good time. It was just wonderful. I hadn't seen I have two sons and two daughters-in-law, and they live within driving distance, but I don't always get to see them as much as I'd like because, people work and et cetera, et cetera. So it was wonderful. I got to see my youngest son and daughter-in-law, and we had a great time. And good morning, Abby. Hi, Eva. All right, thank you for being here. So we're going to talk about shifting and changing of the season. We want to connect to our body and our breath to prepare for the changing season. So most kids are back in school. If you're a teacher, you're back in school. And so now comes the more structured part of the year, right? We're going into, all right, everybody's back in the normal routine. Summer's ending. And now then Halloween will be here before you know it. And then Thanksgiving and then Christmas. So it's time to start thinking about what can we do to make our routine more pleasant and less stressful. Because what we want to do in this world right now is limit as much stress as we can. Sometimes we take on other people's stuff because we care about them and we love them, and that's a normal thing. But try not to take other people's stuff on. If you have adults in your life that are not taking care of their own responsibilities and expect you to do it, don't take care of their responsibilities. You're not responsible for other adults' responsibilities unless you're a caretaker for them or they're disabled or elderly, obviously. But if you have an able-bodied adult in your life that is giving you more work than pleasure, they need to do their own work. So let's get back into the swing of things and routine. Some people function better when they have a routine and a structure, and some people function better when they're just like, doing whatever they want and have their own type of schedule. I'm more of I have to have a routine person. I like to have a schedule. And that's when I became a full-time medium. It was a little bit of a hard adjustment because you get extra time when you work from home because you're not commuting. You don't have to, prepare your lunch ahead. I was a big meal prepper for my lunches for the week. So I don't have to do all of that because I'm at home and I can go just get my lunch at lunchtime in my kitchen. So it's a different routine, but I'm very much a routine person. Some people aren't, but it does take different routines, take adjustments. So let's get back into our routine for the fall. Now, the new moon was on Friday or Saturday. So we're coming out of the new moon energy and going towards the full moon in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. So I've always been very connected to the energy of the moon. And so, my feelings and emotions and all different kinds of things kind of change with the phases of the moon. And so it's important. Hi, Candace. Hi, Melody. Hi, Cats Walk. Hi, everybody. Eva said, my husband just retired and now we're watching the shift from the sidelines. Yeah. It's a very big adjustment when you're at home instead of grinding it out, commuting and every day. It's a big shift. It takes some getting used to. Sometimes we're programmed so much into we got to rush. Rushing gives me anxiety, and I'm sure gives everybody anxiety to some degree. But you'll fall into the pattern that's right for you and your family. The waning moon's energy is a time of release, reflection, and gentle letting go before the cycle begins anew. So everything about the moon is a cycle. It's a very steady cycle. It's new, it's full. It's new, it's full. It's new, it's full. So pay attention to how you feel during each phase of the moon, especially new and full. And it's every 2 weeks approximately. And so it's just, there's always a shift. So kind of like take a mental note. Let's see, during the full moon, I felt this way. During the new moon, I felt this way. Most people pay attention to how they feel around the full moon if they're watching the moon. But most people don't pay attention to how they feel around the new moon, and both can make you feel a little off kilter. So kind of pay attention to that just for yourself, for your own edification and your own just feeling. How do you feel? Just pay attention. It's good to be connected to our body and pay attention to how things feel and how things affect us. I am having a little allergies today, so excuse me if I'm sniffly. Also, August is coming to an end. There's only a few more days in August. It's weirdly not that hot where I am in Florida, and it should be very, very hot right now. So, I mean, it's in the 80s to 90s, but it's not like 110 like I expected it to be. So that's weird. And so August comes to an end, and then you get most people, if you live where it's really hot in the summer, you get kind of a break in that horrible heat that you're not afraid to go outside and take a walk. I'm not a big outdoor girl when it's hot. Like when it's not hot, I'll stay outside all day. But so it's going to be nice to wrap up this chapter and be able to go for my normal walks with hubby in the afternoons and evenings and sometimes in the mornings. So lots of challenges can come up, especially in the summer, especially when people have summer activities with their family. Some people have weddings in the summer. Some people have family reunions or picnics or just get-togethers in general. People travel to see family. So a lot of times there's a lot of triggering moments and challenges in the summer, similar to the holiday season in the winter. But summer is, most people, you're free and it's sunny and everybody's happy and having a good time. And it's not always the case for everybody. It does come with challenges for so many reasons. So whatever you had to go through this summer where you were in challenging situations with friends or family, it's time to release it. Okay, just release it. You don't have to stay embroiled in the family or friend drama. You can release it. You can let it go, let it just fly away. Now, this is only if it's something that's not directly affecting you, like, because you know how people will try to draw you into their drama. You don't have to stay drawn into people's drama. You, friends or family, doesn't matter. If it's not something that you can control, if it's not something that you can change or do anything about, let it go and tell people, I don't want to be drawn into the drama because it's just bad for your mental health. Hi, Wisdom Seeker. Hi, Dina. Hi, Richleen. Good morning. Let me know if it's a soft CH. Is it Richleen or Richleen? I like to try to remember how to say everybody's name. But welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're here. So put down the drama that other people are drawing you into, because it happens to mostly women. Men, I don't think, draw people into drama as much usually as women do. I come from I have a lot of sisters and a big family of a bunch of women. So lots of drama over the years, as you can imagine. So the moon is now moving from a new moon into a crescent moon. So it's actually a waxing moon. So that's incorrect, but I digress. We can clear all the space. So clear all the drama, Don't get involved in the drama. If you don't have to be involved, don't get involved. Now, of course, there are scenarios where we have to get involved, right? And then there are scenarios where it's like, it's not my problem. I can't change it. I can't control it. They're adults. They have to deal with it on their own. So clear your emotional and mental space, because now everybody's back to work. Everybody's returning from their trips. Everybody's going back to school. Now we're back in the routine. And some people just feel more comfortable back in the routine. And then if you have any new opportunities, maybe you have an opportunity for a new job, or maybe you have an opportunity to move, or get a new, I don't know, tractor or jet ski or something new. Welcome in the new. And it could just be as simple as getting a piece of mail from somebody that, nobody really uses snail mail anymore. Maybe you're going to get a nice letter in the mail, and just welcome that. Whatever it is, be grateful for it. Clear our space emotionally, mentally, and physically. Welcome new opportunities with clarity. Speaking of physical space, it's a great time to clear out a bunch of, I just keep seeing somebody clearing out an attic and like a spare room or something. So if you have excess stuff you don't need, there's a lot of people in need. If you can donate anything, or do one of those marketplaces where people come pick stuff up, it's a great time to clear it out, because it makes your routine a lot easier when you don't have a lot of extra stuff around. Who's saying hi? Rich Lean. Okay, thank you. All right, what's next? The energy of transition, just like the seasons shift, so do we. Like I was talking about with the moon, pay attention to how you feel around the new moon and the full moon. Going from summer to autumn, we have something called the autumnal equinox. That is September 21st-ish. It's in about a little less than a month. That is where the hours of daylight and the hours of darkness are equal. So we're moving from the long summer daylight hours, and then the daylight gets shorter, and we move into the short winter daylight hours. So the autumnal equinox means equal parts daylight, equal parts darkness. And then we go into the winter, where we have the shortest day on the winter solstice, shortest daylight period, around December 21st-ish, give or take. So we're going into a period of everybody's outside, everybody's in the sun, everybody's, happy and having a good time, into winter, putting sweaters on, we're cozying in, we're making pumpkin muffins, whatever it is we're doing, right? We're going into a different season. And the way we feel about things changes as the seasons shift, right? We feel very different. If we celebrate Christmas holidays, we feel very different around the Christmas holidays as we do to the 4th of July. So there is a big shift in how we feel throughout the year. So just prepare for shifting feelings. It's normal to shift your feelings. It's normal to feel differently at different times of the year and different times of the month. It's normal. Just be aware. Awareness of how you feel is really very important. So just be aware, pay attention. So traditionally, before we had modern society the way we do now, fall was the harvest season. So agriculture throughout humanity, throughout the evolution of Homo sapiens, which is what humans are, agriculture was based around the phases of the spring equinox, which is in April. Is that right? March. Sorry, March. Spring equinox is in March. The summer solstice is in June. We're coming up on the autumnal equinox. So we planted agriculture, plants, corn, wheat, whatever it was, around the spring equinox and harvested around the autumnal equinox. So the motion of our planet really around the sun and the tilt of the axis really affected how we evolved as humans because of agriculture, because you can't plant tomatoes in the middle of December in Nebraska, like the ground is frozen. So the motion of our planet and the angle of its axis really determines how we evolved as Homo sapiens. And so, of course, the seasons are going to affect us. And so it's harvest season now. So maybe reflect upon what have you grown for yourself personally this year? What is it you have done that you have changed in your life? Let me know in the comments. What successes have you had? Richleen said, my dad was Richard and my mom was Marlene, so it was put together. I love that. Miss Jackson's in the house. Love and healing and white light to all. Thank you for being here, Janet. Hi, Saliha. I'm in a transformative period in my life. It involves choosing whether I should try to go with a path in my country or whether I should be moving out of my country. What should I do? Can I get a card? Hi, Kelly. Let's see. I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to do a quick card for Saliha. And I'm going to pull the moon card since this is my new deck, the Moonology. Okay. Wow. A fiery climax approaches. So whatever's going to happen might be dramatic. It's the full moon in Aries. Aries is a fire sign, which is funny because that's my moon sign, actually. A fiery climax. Let's see. I'm going to look up the explanation for you. Be patient, everyone. Full moon in Aries. And I will just read you a quick abbreviated version. It's time to see if you've been a little too much me. There's a tug of war going on between what you want and what someone else wants, but you will have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen next. As you wait, ask yourself if you've been handling the situation as sensitively as you could have done. If you know deep down that you've been a little rash or harsh, gone too fast, or overstepped the mark, then accept that on some level you've created the situation yourself, which means you can create your way out of it too. When this card comes up, a peak is coming and it could be fiery. Be nice, be kind, smile, and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be. Being assertive is good, just don't ride roughshod over anyone. If you're in a tense situation, meditate, funnily enough, because we're going to meditate in a minute, your way to peace. Don't be a baby. I didn't write this. Sorry, but this could be the issue. You need to have more fun. The teaching. The full moon in Aries is a super fiery time when emotions can run very high. On the upside, there's excitement about what may lie ahead, but tempers are likely to flare with rash comments or decisions. No matter when you pull this card, it signals that the situation has just or is about to come to a peak, perhaps in a rather heated way. There could be a price to pay if you have been too competitive or too blunt. So there you go. There's your card, Saliha. Let me know if that resonates. Catswalk says, I'm transitioning into energy healing and trying a few things to see what fits. And that's perfect. That's a perfect thing to do. You want to try different things. You don't want to just be, tunnel vision. You want to broaden your horizons. There is a catch with broadening your horizons, though. Sometimes, and I have students and mentees, because I mentor students, we have some of them are doing 20 different things and they're not focused on any one thing. So sometimes there's too many choices. It's like giving a toddler 2 toys to choose from or 12 toys to choose from. 12 toys to a toddler is overwhelming, but two toys to choose from is an easier, way to decide. So don't expand all at once. Do a little at a time and choose wisely. Oh, bye, Eva. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, Vivian. Okay. Now don't be too rash. You're welcome, Saliha. Vivian, don't quit without a plan. Okay. I understand exactly what you're saying now. Okay. So what have you harvested this year? What have you harvested this year? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. We want to ground into a routine. With the approach of fall, structure and routine have become supportive allies rather than burdens. How can you gently create rhythms that serve you? And I was talking about this earlier. How can we become rhythmic in a peaceful way, not a chaotic way? Because some people, I remember when my boys were young, I was working 2 jobs as always, and my husband and I both worked. We had to get the kids to school, and our schedules were crazy, and we were just constantly running, rushing. And there was no peace. There was no quiet. It was always go, go, go 24/7. There was no rest. Because we had a 30 to 45-minute commute each to work and had to get our boys to school and had to get to work, had to pick our boys up, had to make sure they had all the things kids need, right? All the things they need. So if I had somebody wise and patient to talk to me back then, I would have hoped someone would say to me, pause, slow down, make your schedule less chaotic, do such and such and so and so, and make sure you take time to rest, because it was a lot of running around. Hi, Af. Hello. All right, so make sure you can fit some peace into your routine. Balance and the equinox. So the autumnal equinox, like I mentioned earlier, is balance. Balance. Make sure you find balance in the chaos, because returning your kids to school, or maybe you're taking care of your grandkids, whatever the case may be, make sure you have balance. Make sure you find time for peace and relaxation, because everything in our world is programmed to be rush, 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 rush. And it's in hurry, 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 and it's like we can all calm down. We could all use a little calming in our life. All right, let's see, what do we have? Okay. Nature as a guide. Just as leaves fall from trees, we are reminded that letting go is natural and necessary for life, for growth. What can you release gracefully? So we have, think about, what have we harvested this year? What have we accomplished? And what can we release? Like I was talking about earlier, when you have had to go, maybe to a family reunion, to a family event, to a wedding, whatever, a picnic, whatever it is. Sometimes we have some stuff in our lives that we can release gracefully. Doesn't mean you go curse and scream at people because you're upset with them, but some things we can release. We don't have to hold on to everybody's stuff. And there's stuff we don't have to hold on to for ourselves. So there are many things we can release. What can you release? What have you harvested and what can you release? Let me know in the comments. So as the new moon energy quiets, we start to expand into the first quarter moon. The crescent moon is up now. It's the perfect moment to recheck your intentions and refine them for fall's grounded energy. So set your intentions for fall. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. I talk about intention setting a lot. So if there's anything you want to manifest, you can let me know that in the comments as well. If there's anything you want to manifest, you have to set an intention. You can't just say, I want $1 million. Well, okay, that's great. But what is your intention? What is the intention behind it? What is the purpose? What is the reason? What do you want $1 million for? What will you do with it? What will you do with the $1 million? Will you, pay off all your debt and buy a house for your mom? Will you give it to charity? Like, what's your intention? So in order to manifest something, you have to set your intention, you have to do the work and allow yourself to receive. So anytime we're setting an intention, it should be for the greater good. And it should be where I say this all the time: guide me, lead me, show me how I may serve. So any intention setting I do, I try to put that in there: guide me, lead me, show me how I may serve. I picked that up somewhere along the line. I did not make that up. Those are not my words, but somewhere along the line of me reading or researching, I found somebody said that and I wrote it down and remembered it. But you want to ask the universe or God, or however you define your spiritual practice, how can I serve the greater good? Right? So set your intentions for what you want to do, but make sure it's not only self-serving, right? Not only self-serving. You want to serve the masses. We need more people that can bring healing to others. Also, we need gentle self-compassion. Transitions can feel messy. It can feel chaotic. I said that a bunch of times. Slow down, breathing, be kind. Be kind. I'm going to tell a story. I worked for a retail establishment. I was a credit manager 25 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that, right before I became a teacher. And it was the holidays, and you know how the holidays and credit and all that is chaotic. And I had to work 9 days in a row because my husband wanted to go visit his family. And so in order to take off the day before and after Christmas, I had to trade shifts with people and work 9 days in a row. And I went through a fast food drive-through, and I was very irritated. Obviously, 9 days in retail, crazy. And I was kind of mean to the person on the other side of the speaker. And I was feeling really bad about how mean I was, because it's not the person in the restaurant's fault that whatever happened. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember I was really mean and rude. And I felt so guilty. So and it was a long line. So by the time I got up to the window, I apologized and said, listen, this is my 9th day in a row working in retail during Christmas. And I'm a little crazy. So I just want you to know, I know that I was rude and I'm very sorry. But I was beating myself up that whole time. And we have to take accountability for when we are jerks and rude and an asshole, essentially. We should take accountability, but we also shouldn't beat ourselves up. We shouldn't beat ourselves up to be like, you're an idiot. You're so stupid. Why were you that way? That just makes it worse. So yes, you should take accountability and apologize for your behavior. Absolutely, everyone should. But you don't need to ruminate on it to a point where you're hating yourself. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody messes up. Don't beat yourself up. Take away that negative self-talk. Not that you shouldn't take accountability. I'm not saying just be like, I'm fine. No, we should take accountability. We should feel it, but we shouldn't ruminate and keep beating ourselves up over time. Take accountability, apologize, and feel it, but then move on. Because if you just sit in it, it's going to get worse. Thank you, Wisdom Seeker. Oh, Kelly, working on mastering my interior castle. I want to hear more about that. On a live chat, Richleen said, on a live chat, I was told to do more 2M with my spirit guides, meditate and manifest. Do you mean meditate and manifest? We're going to meditate right now, actually. So if you're driving, don't do this until later. We are going to do a brief 3 to 5 minute meditation. You want to get yourself seated and relaxed and just breathe naturally. I'm going to walk you all through a meditation for non-meditators. That is the whole point of this. Monday morning meditation for non-meditators. I will be live later for Magical Mondays, and I will be live Thursday night with medium Kathy Behrens, who I've worked with for years and years and years. We're doing a live stream together Thursday night, I think at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be posting it, so don't worry. I'll post it all. Don't forget to hit that bell if you want to be notified of all my lives and all my new videos, et cetera, et cetera. That's the notification bell. So, are you ready to meditate? Take some deep breaths, get comfortable. And I have a million other things going on, but I'll talk more about it tonight on the live. Get comfortable, breathe. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And if you haven't already, as you exhale, close your eyes. Continue breathing. Feel your toes against the ground. We're going to scan upward from our toes to our ankles, releasing all stress in the body. Up through our calves, releasing all the stress in the body. Through our knees, if there's any aching and pain in the knees, acknowledge it and release it. Continue scanning through your thighs. Release any tension. Scan through the buttocks and the lower back, releasing any aches or pains. Scan up from the bottom of your spine, up your back, relaxing any tension, releasing any pain. Come up to your shoulders. This is where most people carry a lot of tension. Relax the muscles. It's okay if you need to touch your shoulders and feel how tight they are. Kind of wiggle them and relax. Relax your arms and hands. Just pay attention to them. Come up the neck. Come up through the neck. Relax any tension there. Up through the back of the head and spine. Into the face. Release everything up and out. Up and out. Any tension. Any fears. Any pain. Release it. Continue breathing normally. When those thoughts creep into your mind, just push them away. It's okay when a thought comes in, but don't stop and think about it. Just push it out of the way. Here comes another thought. Push it out of the way. Continue breathing. If you need to count your breaths, that's okay. One big deep breath. Push those final thoughts out of your way before you come back into your body. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Move your head, shoulders. Come back into your body. When you're ready, open your eyes. Sometimes it's very hard to come back into your body. If you want to extend this meditation, pause the video and extend the meditation. You don't have to come back in yet. The longer you can hold the meditation, the better, barring that you have time and you're not driving. You want to clear the thoughts. You want to push the thoughts. You want to move them out of the way. It's okay that you have thoughts. I've said this many times. Just because we have thoughts coming in our mind doesn't mean we can't meditate. It's normal. Just push them out of the way. Push them out of the way. Now, if you can, put your feet in the dirt or the soil or the grass if it's safe wherever you live to do so. Go out and stand under a tree for 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Do something where you're connected with nature. Look at the clouds. Let the rain fall on you when it's safe. Anything we can do to stay connected with nature and touch, feel, see, smell anything in nature brings us back into who we really are truly. We don't have to be busy all the time. Make sure that you are observing the thought and let it go. Just observe it and let it go. We don't have to always stay in that steady stream of dun, 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 all the time. It's not good for you. So if you can take 30 seconds while you take a potty to meditate, take 30 seconds. Don't take your phone in there. Most people do. Just sit there and be still and just observe and let the thoughts go. Any last minute questions? I hope this is helping. I'm getting a lot of good comments. Oh, I'm starting a book club with Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth in the next 2 weeks-ish. I have to pick the date. If you want to be in the book club, it's totally free. You can get the book from your library, or you can get it for a couple dollars, 10 or less dollars, usually on all the places. Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. This is a great book. I've read it, as you can see, many times. I will have it on Zoom and on YouTube and maybe Facebook all at once. I'm trying to make sure I can do all of that together. If you want to be on the Zoom and be interactive with me live, I will send the Zoom link out. If you don't want to interact live and you just want to comment on the video, you can watch it as I stream. If you're interested, let me know. If not, if you're interested and you just want to log in, just log in. I will be announcing that. Powerful. Thank you, Wisdom Seeker. Oh, yay. You already got the book. Yay. Wonderful. So today, be mindful of being in the present moment. If you get in a stressful situation, pause, take 3 deep breaths. That's the key to resetting your neurological system when you're anxious or something crazy is happening. Take a pause and take 3 deep breaths. And it'll clear, and hopefully you'll be able to deal with whatever's in front of you easier. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back later tonight for Magical Mondays. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And have a great day. Love to everybody.